live keep breaking down, but whatever. So, comfortable by the way. Looks pretty cool. Very shiny. I mean, gotta work on the rest of the parts. I'm just gonna build a new one from scratch anyway. Screw it. Maybe take parts of this one. I don't know. I don't think so though. But it's a pretty decent little piece of kit. Should I work on that? I mean, I guess I'm kind of done with this for now, huh? For now, because it didn't do anything good with this. It was the plan, but it didn't work that way. I need to find a happy place for this. Because that place is alright, but that's not a happy place. I must find a happy place. Close enough for now. Out of the way. Reasonably safe. It just doesn't quite perfectly fit though. Minor adjustments. Alright. Mission accomplished on this piece. Oh, wrong way. So here we have, I don't know, I gotta do something with that thing. So here we have part 2. Can't see it without the contrast because it's just a skinny little piece of wire, but mask number 2. Let me example it. Still attached to the wire because that's kind of one way I like to do things. Kind of how I had to do it. Being that it is just a prototype and all. But essentially, you can sort of see how this fits similarly to a hat. Just like the other one. Chin might be a little, I gotta figure these pieces out, but got little twist ties here, little bread ties. But yeah, essentially, not half bad. Work in process. So I guess I could just snip this while I'm live, huh? Uh-oh. My nips. When I say nips, you think tits. I mean sheet metal snips. Alright, so let's see here. let's just go with about yonder. Alright, so I'm officially cutting it loose from this nice roll of wire here that you cannot probably see. Alright, now we've got the basis here for the next step. Now that fits pretty alright. What the hell is up with my hair, dude? It's not like a mirror where you're... Yeah, anyways. So, this part needs a little adjusting. This needs some more securing. And somewhere around here, we're going to have a little faceplate. So, let's get the party started, I guess, with the next step. Being that I'm still live for 17 minutes, it didn't crap out. Third time's the charm, I guess. And as cute as I would like to videotape what I'm about to do, it's really not that very important. So it's basically doing something a little bit better than these little twist ties here. So like for instance the chin part. So sort of step one you could say is chop me up some little better than twist ties. So you can see here the little mouthpiece, or the chin piece. There's a little twist tie, it's all good. I was holding it just to keep the shape nicely. We don't need that right this second. Because what we're going to do is actually put a nice little clamp over this piece. But not just yet, actually. And over here, this piece maybe though. I think this piece is kind of ready for the actual metal part. So we're going to cut the metal part, basically. So I have this nice little thing here. Move this out the way there. We're done with this piece of wire for the moment. However, it does not want to leave that peacefully. Move that over there. Alrighty. So we're just gonna cut this little piece of metal here. So you can see we got extra eyes ready to go. And this glue stick, well, we'll play with that later. Chops this aluminum real clean. Alright, all this extra glue gotta go somewhere else. This is what I was using for the joystick at first. Not at first, but somewhere in the neighborhood of along the way here. It seemed like a good idea to just melt some glue on it, but anyway. I needed to flatten this out better, but I'm lazy. So. Gotta love those shelves over there, yeah? Homemade shelf. I mean, the design is pretty cool, and it's reasonably sturdy. I'm not a hoarder. I recycle and I upcycle, nigga. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, I get mad you call me a hoarder. Just because I got a lot of shit. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm still not a hoarder. Because I do stuff with this stuff. That shelf over there easily hold some pounds. Alright, so I totally neglecting the camera. So basically I'm just making a 1 inch by 1 inch piece of metal here. which I'm going to use as securing something like a tie. Alright. So on the back here, for instance, I guess we'll zoom in on that. I'm going to take this and just sort of wrap it around. See if I can get a good zoomed in but not horrible angle here. I'm really good at bending metal, if you want to know the truth. You can bend it kind of straight too with my bare hand. I'm getting better even. But that makes for a good perfect space right here. As well as better than that twist tie for securing it. This is the hard part though. Now I gotta do two of these, which I don't usually do this like this, but call it a new thing I've been doing. Son of a bitch. Camera can't keep up with me. And if I put the auto tracking on, that gets sloppy. Totally gets the wrong thing. It'll just catch my hat over here instead of my hands over here. Alright, so I want both of these to tight. And then I gotta sort of kind of roll it like a joint without the goddamn thing snagging on me and trying to pull the wire away from where I'm trying to keep it. Because it's like, you know, not very cooperative here. Oh, that's a little rough of a bend there, but hey. There we go. And we officially have one reasonably hand-rolled fastener of sorts. And it don't look half bad, actually. Better than just twisting the wire, huh? And now that keeps that nicely spaced perfectly. She can't see shit. But yeah, that's son of a bitch. That's what I'm talking about coming along there. That's pretty clean right there, dude. Look at that. That's pretty clean, the back piece. Now this is all holding a lot more stable than with the twist tie. But the problem is that I'm probably gonna loop some stuff in the front, like before I'm done. So, I mean, I want to do this part here, but technically, I can. That way, it holds its shape a little better. And this one over here. So, what do? We come back over here, and we cut us another little piece, and we do the same thing again. Blam. I like sheet metal, obviously. Maybe I'll do this part first. Now, I'll just do it over here because this one doesn't seem as difficult. And I guess I'm just going to roll it back the way it came because that's easier. I mean, not that you can see through my fingers what I'm doing, but hey. Yeah, get the idea. Tiny little piece of metal. Hold these nicely together in the slot. And roll it up. So this is exactly a little 1 inch by 1 inch square. And It's easy enough to produce a few of those off of any scrap pieces I have. I do want a little tighter roll than that, but hey, this is not that easy. Alright, but we're gonna get some nice results at the end, I'll tell you what. But yeah, I mean, it's enough meat, 1 inch of rolling it, and then you fold it and bend it at the end a little bit tight, like such. Now this can obviously go like this, and then when I'm all done, I'm gonna, pinch these parts into position. But right now, that's a perfect spacer, and hold it in a nice shape together. It's not too tight yet, though. That's one problem. I need to do this little fold better. Nice and tight. Na na na. There you go. Now that's what I'm talking about. Alright. Now she's really starting to hold shape real nice. Look at that. Now that's actually coming along. Let's try. Oh Christ, wrong way. Now once I secure this into position better, that'll be really nice. That kind of fits pretty good. Right about, yeah, like just like a hat. It just doesn't want to stay right there. But it's something like about, this chin is about where my chin is at least, so give or take. But that's really good fastener. I was just hoping it would come out that good. I might have too much chinny chin here, but that's okay. But this is how I make shit, just so you know, kids. I just sort of go with the feeling. And I have really strong fingers, so I can do this kind of thing. Not everybody, I guess, can actually bend metal like that. But this is very comfortable to wear, actually. Obviously, once I get about down here, I'm starting to hit chin to something. Face mask over here, eyes over here, V-fin over there. I got this. I might have to run the V-fin through this part too, actually, if you want to know the truth. But I still got all those extra parts, so I just got to rebuild them. I haven't done this for a while, but that's okay. I enjoy this type of little fun activities. So I'm gonna have to bend this little tabs in when I'm done sliding everything through the secure it. And this is slightly crooked, but that's not that bad. I feel like this loop is a little bit bigger than that loop. And that's just a sad part of reality, where I'm gonna have to make adjustments on the bottom part here. If anything. Because I like things to be even if possible, but if I messed up, I messed up. It's really hard to get these particulars just right. And it's supposed to be molded about where my hat fits, just about right type of fit, so. Oh, twist tie came off on that part. No wonder. I was wondering why it felt so loose. That doesn't help. It's like my car, I gotta do the alignment after I change the part. That's bad, but that's pretty good. It's within a threshold here of, yeah, it'll still work. Little twist tie. Alright. Yeah, the other one only had a single rib down the top of the head part down the middle. So this is totally way better with the two of them, just two of them, like all the way through. So the other one I didn't have I had the chin part separate for one thing. That's why I had to make a whole new bracket, a whole new frame at least, just because of that. But anyway, Let's see here. Technically, it's either eyes or V-fin go on first. I don't know. Because I don't have an extra V-fin assembled. I'd have to start taking apart that, but technically, that's not that hard. I just don't want to do it. We're not going to use those eyes, though. Alright, that's how easy that is. Step 1. Step 2 is get her up here. Well, I did say I was going to do a live video of me working on my project here. I'm getting hungry though, so I need to do a live video of me cooking something to eat as well. But in any case, wish me luck on this idea here. So this nice little piece will come in handy in a minute. But for now, I'm trying to slip all of that through here. And away we go. I'll figure out that other parts later. For now, we just want to get this through here. Prototype, prototype. I love making prototypes. What's your favorite thing to do in the world? Make a prototype of something that doesn't exist, basically. Like this thing, joystick for my computer. I need to put that in a safe place. Speaking of which. Alright, so technically I'm going to have to unwrap this part. But I think I can make this go through here. I'm actually off by that much. It's like a whole inch. Easily fixed though. This is the fun part. To get this to go through that hole the way I want it to. And I kind of want it to go through here. A picture cute, right? Like seriously, right? Well, that's kind of cool. progress, and yeah, motion sensor. Back to work. You can call it work. So I have yet to still cut off the other eye, but let's test fit this little thing. Alrighty. So yeah, this sort of is supposed to go all the way to there though. So I don't know if this is going to work the way I want it to exactly. Yeah, I guess so. Workspace, not my face. Alright, so here we go. Well, hopefully somebody enjoys this video later on down the line. If anything, I'm mostly doing it because I don't have space on my phone to be like, you know, recording all this all the time. It's too much long video to don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just prototyping from scratch here, so. It's not like I know exactly how this shit's gonna fit properly. I just know I designed it so that it should fit properly. And this camera is good, but you know, it's not as clear as I'd like it. I may want to straighten these out more and then bend it again when I get the metal into place straighter, so you don't mess up my metal here. It's a nice piece of shiny piece of metal here. Oh man. Well, I guess that's okay, because it messed up, but it's alright. It's like pretty much gonna happen. Oh, come on, you're almost there. Look, fold the eyeballs later. Just need you to go up. There you go. Past that bend. We're making a Gundam helmet from scratch. Just hoping what I designed will fit nicely. Something like that. It's not exactly what I was planning on, but needs to go further. There you go. That's more like it. Well, I know these are gonna all bend in eventually anyway, so that's not a big issue. I guess that could actually go inside of there at that point. That just seems like a good idea, even though it's a little bit wider. I think it'll work out nicely at the end. Origami. Essentially, I'm doing origami. And that just barely, sorta, almost works. Not perfect, but a little bend here, a little bend there, and a little bit better than it was a second ago. Essentially, something like that. That's about as far as that goes, isn't it? Well, it has to start somewhere, right? It doesn't look as cute anymore, does it? Now, technically, I'm looking through the eyes at this point, so this is a little bit, figure out the chin later, I guess. But, might need a cross member here or something. I mean, it sits on my head pretty okay. The V-fit is pretty close to straight. I really won't need the other mask, so I guess I'll just butcher it for what I need for this one. So essentially, this can wrap around a little bit, at least. So it has a little bit of a effect there. This really doesn't look right with the eyeball like this, and this wires are really freaking bothering me. Keep hitting me in the freaking... I'll just stab myself or something. It's just a mask. Essentially, though, this will work. Well, since I'm live, I might as well do this little bitty. Finish off this little eyeball here. I was sort of saving this whole process for a live video, so since I'm live, might as well. And since I'm making progress, might as well. And it's all about the magical bending techniques that I have here. Not perfect, but I'll tell you what. Kind of missed the edge. Totally fixed that. A little teared, but not too bad. And roll it back a wee. There you go. Well, close enough. It's all prototype. It's just a beer can, kids. I just hate having to cut out another beer can because I screwed up one of these when I didn't have to screw it up. I could do a better job type of situation. Like it's a small tear, I can deal with that. Okay. I just looked messed up with the eye like the way it was. Just saying. Ooh, that wind. Earthquake. Earthquake. Yeah, I'd like to fold that over there, but that's just not gonna work that way. And one last little bend. Well, that ain't perfectly like the other eye yet, but it's because this one's a little bit not all the way to where I cut it. A little bit more down. I guess not. That's as far down as the camera goes. Yeah, you know what? I feel like I really didn't fold it right to the edge that it needed to be. I feel like I can so kind of push it that one level. There you go. That's better. Sort of. You know what? It does not have to be perfect. It just has to look like this. Well, that's looking a little more like a Gundam, ain't it? Not bad, huh? As you can see, almost messed up. But this is pretty kind of okay. This is kind of... I mean, it'll hang by itself. And this is not even in the close to the right position yet. But yeah, at the end of the result, it'll be just fine, I think. Alright, now for the face part, the mask and the chin. And I'm making progress here. Now, do I want to use the chin from the other one? And the face mask? I kind of feel like I might want to. You know what? I guess we're taking this one apart. Goodbye, Gundam mask. Oh, we're gonna use the eyes, I think. Yeah, this thing is basically just taking up space in a minute here. Take the eyes out. Slap that in here. I make my own kit. I don't want to spend money. I'm cheap. I'm a cheap bastard, I tell you what. And they don't make Gundam kits like this, so, you know. There's that. They don't make full size. This is something you gotta make yourself anyway. Pretty much. Wow, that just barely freaking fits, dude. Check that out. Barely. It's like tight. Between those two holes. Oh, that's good. Tight fit is good. I still gotta make a new everything at some point, but you gotta start somewhere. And a tight fit is not a bad thing. As long as it makes it between the pieces I want it to make it between. And it stays in one place, I'm content. Oh, come on. I almost had it too. I know I make it look easy, but reality is I'm struggling here. You can't see what I'm struggling with because the camera is, oh, it does go a little one notch lower, but alright, I'm not actually struggling, but I might as well show you the back side of what I'm doing at least. Still a tight fit, don't care what you say. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And just barely reaches where I wanted it to reach. In fact, I'm gonna need a new one because of the fact that this just doesn't quite reach the corner of the eyes perfectly. But I'm a perfectionist. It may not seem like it, but I am. Damn, that wind be wicked out there. Okay, that's probably gonna end up being something going around there, but not just yet. Well, now I can barely see out the mask, and it definitely needs to go up. That's a problem. Not a problem, but just saying. Well, something like that. Stupid. Oh, I messed up a little bit. It's fixable, but still. This part doesn't want to stay down the way I had it originally planned. But that's probably not fixable. There we go. That's fixed. No idea what this looks like right this second. But it's coming along. It's not terribly ugly either. So over here is going to be a crest. It's looking a lot better than the old mask, tell you what. I already knew that was going to be. It's got the green eyes, it's got the nicer shape, the fuller thing going on here. I'm trying to position it so it still fits like a hat properly. Just basically fits like a hat. Other than that, I guess we're dismantling the old one because I don't feel like messing around with the new parts just yet. Oh shit. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna leave the eyes on this frame though, because I don't like them. So I can't just throw them away. Still kind of useful, I guess, huh? Sort of. Maybe. Yeah, this is still kind of cool. For something, I don't know what, but... Yeah, I'm still kind of looking alright. Not bad. It's not horrible like this. Yo, no, I need a picture of that shit. That shit hilarious. Oh, come on, take a picture. Ah, take the picture. Stop doing that. That's fun. Alright. I guess I'm gonna have to take these parts off. I can tell the difference of the weight of it. It's definitely lighter all of a sudden. But that's cute. I guess I could probably reattach it up here now. That looks just like that, just fine, I suppose. I'm still learning how to bend and fold metal, though. I still tear a bunch of pieces. It's horrible. I have to cut new pieces at that point. It sucks. I can't fit the whole freaking camera in frame the way I would like. But this is cute. Yeah, find some use for this thing. Probably gonna take this part off too in a minute. Back to what I'm doing over here. So, taking apart one piece at a time. Throw that over there. Grab this over here. Made this too big over here, so I think I'm gonna maybe make some little holes or something here. In the correct spot. Now that's coming along, kid. What? That's not half bad at all. So now I just gotta poke a couple of holes right there. I guess that's what I'm doing next. About 1 inch apart. So let's see here. How big did I make this thing? That's 1.5 inches. Oh no, that's 1 3/4 inches. Shit, what was I thinking? What was I thinking when I cut this fucking thing all the way at the edge? I just needed to cut it 1 inch, technically. But no, now I got 1 3/4, which makes it all awkward for me. And I didn't even do that part good. Anyway, let's see here. If I were to pretend 2 inches, then I can just do those little... I got this little thing here. I'm going to use my scissor measuring tape. And say between this 2-inch mark, I can make a little hole. Where I need a little hole in a minute. Just need one of my hole making tool. Make a little dot in the right place. And I'll be a happy boy. Stay, damn you. Yeah, 1.75 exactly. if I go like this, I could get it to stay in one place. Motherfucker. Swear to God. Might as well just do that. And just say, okay, out of 2 inches, we make a mark right there. And we'll make a mark oh, that doesn't work perfectly, does it? I'm better off just fucking eyeballing this shit. Practically. It'll do. Close enough. This is not how damn pen don't even work properly. I mean, suppose I should have that shit zoomed in. And about a 1/2 inch in from there. Right about there. That is really a fucked up little where I folded it. That should be about 1 inch. Technically a little narrow. These are kind of straight though. How far from that far off? Huh? Okay, so we'll just make a little extra hole here. Technically, no big deal. Just off by 1/8 of an inch on each side, that's all. For a total of a 1/4 inch off. Ow. Stab myself. Perfect. Damn, I'm good. Seriously though. Alright, that's not quite all the way ready yet. Make that a little more convenient to go through. Seriously. Go in the hole is your home. Are you too good for your home? Motherfucking always, my fucking shit's in the fucking way. Oh, let's like look at his face some more. It's not that pretty. I think my hole needs to be a wee bit bigger. before I stab myself with this wire again. I don't know, it's just right. At the end, it always is. I always get it just about right. Now, technically, I feel like I need to make similar holes on the top here for this thing to stay straight, but let's see how this goes first. Technically, maybe not. A little bit too loose. And I can see out the eyes, but yeah, I'm still alive for an hour. That doesn't look half bad at all. I'm pretty good at this. I guess I don't super need the top part, but it would be good in the long run to really kind of keep it straight, but doesn't super need it. Yeah, that doesn't look horrible. Alright, now for the chin. So this is the original chin here. Now this is where it gets a little trickier. Do I want to go all the way with this old frame or take it apart? Oh, you fucking suck. I mean, this is kind of legit, but before I decide, I'll just slip these through the other holes that I made. Yay. Let's straighten this crap out first, though. Since that old thing is an old thing. This is a new thing. But theoretically, I can probably poke this through those old holes, the other first holes I made. Theoretically. There's one. And I didn't make that hole very big, but if it goes, it goes. And it goes. I just don't feel like taking shit apart all the way if I don't have to. Alright, and then we're just going to slide that in here so we don't have a mess. Should come out the other end at the end. And then I'll decide what to do with it then. Alright. I wonder if this thing will be worth money when I'm done with it at the end. That'd be cool. You'd think I bought a kit or something, right? I might just sell these kits. Not everybody can deal with pre-assembled things. I don't know, shipping it would be a bitch, that's for sure. Oh, this one needs to come out at some point. Oh, which one's which? That's getting confusing. Alright, there we go, I got it. I think I see it now. What I was trying to do. Well, anyways, I'm just gonna do this. Just trying to give me a little bit of a hassle the way it's going. When I can just do that and fold that back in. Slide it all the way. Well, I guess I reached a little certain point here of impasse. Oh Christ, this is not easy. Keep in mind, I'm just building this thing as I go along here, so no real clue what I'm doing exactly. Oh, that's a tight little pusher to get it through to the end. At least I can do this part here in a minute. Unfold this, fold over that, keep pushing through. Fold this over that, and that's looking good. Maybe a bit crooked, but not horrible. Close enough. I'm a Gundam building kind of guy. I like Gundams, obviously. This part's kind of sketching me out though on the wires. I don't know why the eyes slid off to the side of the wall. Oh crap. I just realized this chin ain't gonna go on there like that, is it? So we'll just unfold this again, and bring it all the way up, and then fold it back in over the rest of this crap. Might as well just damn frickin'. In other words, there's a whole bunch more of this wire left to deal with. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I think maybe I'll put it through here, because I don't like it all up in my eyeballs like that. That looks like I'm gonna poke out an eye. There you go. Too bad you can't see everything from that angle, but it is what it is. Probably come in handy anyway, so not a total loss on my little set out to accomplish here. Almost there. Alright, this is tricky. Bring it all together at the end. Get everything in the right place. And in spite of all the extra parts here. A little bit tricky. One wire wants to go one way, another wire wants to go. So horrible. Still looks so fucking crooked, I swear. That's a little better, but still looks crooked to me. Is it the wire's fault? I don't know. Oh, come on. Play nicely. Please. Come on, stay. When I wrap you over the wire, stay over the wire, please. It's so hard. Well, fine then. We'll slip you under. Don't behave like that. Fuck it. Same difference. Still crooked. There you go. Wrap around that wire, biatch. And maybe you'll be straight chin. Oh, it's such a tight fit in here. Try to get this over that wire over there. It's not that easy. I will say when it's close enough, it's close enough. Oh, maybe it's wearable. Oh. Well, that does add some weight, but you wouldn't know. Like, seriously. I feel like the top needs to go more this way either way, though. Seriously? Fucking camera. Something like this will work though. But I gotta get this fucker to stay. This part is not quite right, of course. There you go. It's a little tighter. Oh, we officially got a new mask, sort of, kind of, from the old one. Well, it's not quite there yet, but it's got a lot better. Almost there going on. I mean, fit-wise, not horrible. I want this back to have a little more. Something like that. Okay, so that stays on pretty okay now. It's a work in progress, kids. It's a bit more sturdy than the old one, at least. Now I gotta figure out the rest of the parts. I got more frame to build, and this part's a little awkward on the top here. Oh, that's sort of just that big old thing going on. And this fucking chin, still fucking crooked in my opinion. It's okay, close enough, but dang, dude. I really gotta secure that shit in position where I want it. That means, like, you know, bending this here and that there, and up here, smashing it a little. Okay, officially made progress. I see it is 10 going on 11, and it is a 3-hour time difference to Hawaii, so that means it is 8 p.m. About the right time to call my mommy. Alright, so let's call my mommy. Alright, so I haven't even had to use the new parts just yet, except for the eyes, which I was going to do anyway. But this is officially coming along really not bad. Not perfect either, but hey. It's not horrible. That's here. We'll just slide this in with the live video here. Fuck, I gotta fucking clean this stupid phone up. Stupid thing. So it's 7:50 Hawaii time. So I got this cool little text now app thing. Uh-oh. Did the camera just freeze for some reason? Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Ice cold water, luxury. What luxuries? Alright, technically, take a moment, take a break here from my little project before I call mommy. Let's see here, where's my crutch? So I got my little roaches here until I fix my car, which will be when this wind dies down a little bit at least. It's pretty nasty out there, dude. It's like a fucking earthquake in here or a boat, something like. But yeah, until then, I've got one paper left. I've got a decent amount of tobacco itself. But anyway, I've got a metal crutch here that I made from another piece of can, same thing. Just really good at bending metal. And then I got a double-barreled cigarette. So I got a decent amount of these little roachies to get me by until I finish my card, and I'm gonna buy papers down the road or maybe in town. I'm gonna go down the road because I need to test drive my car once I change the steering part, the tie rod. Well, that's pretty fun. I officially made a better Gundam mask. Uh-oh. Hate when they do that. It's the only thing when they double them up. They kind of tend to, one burns and the other doesn't or something. Sometimes there's little gaps. All kinds of things. Calls my mommy. Yeah, before I cut anything else, I'm not there yet. I gotta think about that. If I call the house phone and it rings that many times, she might be on the phone. Hey mom, it's me. I know this is an 808 number. That's a little different, unfamiliar maybe, but figure I'd try get. I did send you a text. Oh, hello. Hello.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, mom.
That was the number that was on.
Yeah, they, I've got all kinds of tricks up my sleeve. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, Mom. I'm able to have a 808 number, and I'm over in California, and it's actually free if you want to know the truth. How you like that? Pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, no, but I have to use it every week, and if I want to receive like real text message, I gotta pay extra money, type of thing. Not that bad, but any case, yeah, I've been having some hard times. If you want to know the truth, not hard, but actually, I'm that guy that takes the good with the bad pretty proper. I mean, devil may care attitude. It is what it is. Yeah, yeah. It is what it is. Calm down. You know what I mean? All the praying to God. If it's not God's plan, it's your plan. It ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? So, what we want in life and what we need in life are two different things, right? Not necessarily can be the same thing too, but it can. But on average, if you want something, that doesn't mean you need that thing. In fact, it's probably potentially bad for you if you want it really badly. It causes bad behavior even. Obviously, we know that much, but I don't exactly have. I have some good news and some what it is what it is news. I guess I wouldn't even say bad news, but it is what it is type of situation. Okay, let's start with in reverse order. Good news. I finally got around to actually working on a new version of my Gundam mask, and it looks a lot better. I knew it would, and it's so far fitting together fairly nicely. It's a fairly tight fit. I did make it pretty good though. So I made a whole new frame. Basically, I used my hat as a template, so I did the wire around the head. And I just followed the outline of the hat, and then I made the inside of the wire. I did it totally different. But anyways, I just made it so it has like two ribs going over where the hat would be, and then it comes down where it has a bunch of wire where I can make the chin and the eyes and everything else mount. And I totally didn't expect how I was gonna do it, but I just put it this way. It looks pretty nice. I'll send you a picture later on in a little bit if I manage to. I got so many things I got to do still yet, but my refrigerator was working for a while, for a few days. Then shortly after I packed it a little bit too full in the back, I put a big old water bottle in the back. And shortly thereafter, it doesn't work again. So I'm like, hmm. So in any case, I was it wasn't working for a while. I was messing around with it, and eventually it turned on, and I was like, cool. And I don't know what I did. I was going 110 volts. I was trying this, trying that, 12 volts, and then eventually I put it to propane, and it just went click, 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 whoosh, like normal, and it was working good for like a while, and then I put that water bottle in, and around that same time it stopped working again. So I was like, oh man. And I had to tape up my windows some more. I had to put the tape only lasts for so long. It's $1.50. It takes a few minutes. It's not that bad. So I mean, instead of spending a thousand, 2,000 bucks or more to fix the windows properly, put a piece of tape when it tears. Not the end of the world. Still got shelter, still got food, still got water. Interesting note, I have a bit of a story to tell you shortly, but I managed to call the bank and see if got a new debit card on the way. I was able to pay my DMV, the $152 for my registration. That's a good thing that I did today. I've got my fridge most of the way cleaned out. There's a couple of items left, and then I can get to the scrubbing the nastiness out of it. I'm still killing like 2 or 3 mice a night, give or take at the most. So, but they're not disturbing me, and they're not making a mess, and they're not eating my food. So, I'll call that a win. I mean, they're still annoying. There's still enough of them that still make their way in. But if I catch them before they can do any damage, that's a good enough for me. That's the main thing. So I got them under control. Is the long story short, as in. The fear of God is basically their, psychological damage, warfare, what do you call it, there's that. But on the other hand, whichever ones are brave enough to tempt fate, there you go, you know? You're probably not gonna make it out alive, kid. So anyways, that's one good thing. I got those under control. I did eat some tortilla chips. So I had a bag of tortilla chips that was pretty old, and I'm talking about a year and a month old type of thing. And it was, yeah, it was pretty bad. But anyways, that one was just there was one bag that was older, and it was just stale. Then there's the bag I bought from Walmart. That was from the dollar store. When I went to, there's a bag I got at Walmart. I even remember buying it. It doesn't seem that long ago. I remember looking at the tortilla chips. I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's not a bad price, and they look okay. Yeah, well, a year and a month later, guess what? A little rancid, actually. Just a little, just enough to say I can try it, tolerate it, but I know this is a bad idea. I got yellow flag, red flag, maybe. And I still was like, yeah, let's just see what happens. I won't eat too much. Sure enough, a little rancid oil had to come back out. My body saved it and it came back. And my poop was weird. Okay, I had some peeing out my butt. It was kind of awkward. So, yeah, bad idea. Not going to eat the rest of that bag of chips. Done. Moving on to the next thing. I ate a whole pound of tofu yesterday morning with the Bragg soy sauce. That was fun.
Uh-huh.
I poured out the tofu water in the plants, and then for the plants, like little onion and little. I'll see if the cabbage comes back to life, but at the very least, I have an onion with some nice green sprouts coming out of it. So I just figure, put the tofu water there, and just leave the tofu in the thing, and just kind of cubed it a little bit into the spoon. And then what I did, Mom, here's a neat little trick. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know too many people besides myself that like raw tofu with just some soy sauce on it, right? But I do. I don't know why, but I do. So I take the spoon, a nice big tablespoon, and I take a nice spoonful. I just spoon out a spoonful, and then I just pour the soy sauce onto the spoon. On the tofu onto and then the spoon catches it mostly, and then I get a decent the soy sauce because it doesn't really soak into the tofu, you know. So I mean, so I just put a teaspoon worth of soy sauce on a tablespoon worth of tofu, pretty decent chunk, and it works out really good. And then I get more soy sauce in that bite, proper. Instead of all the soy sauce being on the bottom and a little bit of soaked in, not enough. So that was a neat little trick I figured out. That was cool. In fact, I'm gonna make myself 2 eggs. I want a dipping style. I'm gonna toast some Hawaiian bread, fry up some turkey, and throw some cheese to melt on it, and then dip the ham and cheese toasted Hawaiian bread into the egg, because that just sounds good. Might boil an egg and some potatoes and what's it called? Make some ramen to go with that, on the side. Couple extra eggs. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. But apparently I ate like 40 grams of protein between the tofu. A pound of tofu is 35 grams of protein apparently only. But oh well, good enough. I'm happy. I was content for a little while. So let me rewind something interesting. You're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe it. I have something you're not gonna believe when I tell you this. I technically quit drinking beer.
Technically quit drinking?
I actually stopped drinking beer from, let's see here. Let's just say the ninth, something like no, the eclipse was on the 8th. So let's just say the 10th. Let's just say like 3 weeks, just about 3 weeks I haven't drank beer. Almost 3 weeks, give or take.
Wow. Um,
There's a number of reasons. One, I'm Chinese and I don't have an income and I know better. I'm a responsible adult apparently. So therefore, I don't need to be spending money on unnecessary things I don't really need. And it's inconvenient, hassle to, it's a 30-minute, 40-minute trip to go to town each way. So it's like 2 hours almost on the road always. And plus all the other errands. So it's like a 3 or 4 hour trip into town every time so that I'm not working on my RV. So going into town is a hassle, and spending money is not a great idea, seeing as how I only have a little APY income, of 140 bucks ish a month. So yeah, save that money for. I'm not, I got plans. I mean, to do a thing or two, but we'll see how things fall into place. I'm not too concerned. God seems to like me, so I'm not too worried about my welfare and having what I need, not what I want. I don't really want anything, so I'm okay already on that. But here's here's where it gets a little bit down to the it is what it is. You could call it bad news if you want, but here's where it gets really. Here's the part. Here's the part. So Monday was the day of the solar eclipse, right? Let's just say it was on a Monday.
Mhm.
We go into town to get some powder coating done. The guy looks at it and says, "Oh hell no! This is going to take like 8 hours to sandblast it, and I'm too busy right now. And take it with you. Go home." So we were only there for about 15 minutes, and we had to drive all the way back with the trailer with the big old gate and everything, because the guy who's not gonna, he didn't want to sandblast it because if it's not perfect, it might have a problem, and he doesn't want to come. He had enough. It has to be bare metal. So we're doing a repair job. We're research. Big job to like take all the paint off and put new paint. So end result, they won't powder coat it. And the guy wanted powder coating. So I'm like, oh boy. I'm so glad I don't have I'm so glad I didn't deposit that check into my bank account. Separate from me personally. That's fine. Edgar had to pay an extra like couple $100 or something to cash the check, the deposit. So whatever. Instead, I could have, put that money in my pocket, but then I'd be in the middle of that situation. But I'm getting to the interesting part here. So long story short, Monday we go into town. We can't do it. So we bring it back, drop off the trailer, go back into town and get materials, supplies, paint, whatever else we needed, right?
Mhm.
So that's one thing. Um, when we go back into town, I get my last set of beers at that point. My last 15 beers
Mhm.
that day. So, okay, so saw the solar eclipse while we were driving into town, this and that, 10 o'clock in the morning, and this and that, trying to do our thing. Whatever. Long story short, the next day, okay, everything's kind of okay. Everything's fine. I got my beer. I'm just sort of like, screw the world. I'm in my own space and I'm relaxing. I'm just chill and enjoy my beer and figure out life along the way. Cool. So I'm over here. So the next day, Tuesday, I'm just like trying to do my things over here in my RV, whatever it was. Like regardless, I was in my own space with my tranquility, my peace. Guess what Edgar decides?
Uh-huh.
So guess what? So apparently there, you remember the crackhead Donald? Remember the guy?
Uh-huh.
Remember when I moved into the RV? The guy that lived in the next, basically next door, right? The crackhead guy.
Uh-huh.
Always asking for a fucking beer and a cigarette. Always. And you know what's the worst part? That asshole has like what is it called? SSI income, like disabled income or something. Mentally retarded or some shit like that income, which his sister controls. But he
Uh-huh.
gets like $500 a month or something. So something. So he actually
You
gets
how much?
he gets 500 fucking dollars a month. I have like $140 on the APY on my interest on my savings, which is nice because it's like 4 point something percent. Cool. So I mean I have a $140 income. This bitch ass crackhead nigger motherfucker has a $500 fucking income. Blows it all the way on beer the fucking first day or two, of the month, basically.
Wow.
And not well, I don't remember him
Wow.
ever. I don't remember him ever actually buying me a beer ever. But and he said just one beer. Number one, it's not just one beer. Number two, last time I saw you, motherfucker, I told you I'm gonna kick your ass if you fucking come over here asking for a beer all like that. No, but no, he lives like 7+ miles, 10 miles away even, like where my old place, right? Original place after Noemi between John. So any case, somehow I don't know how if you Edgar met up with him at the store or what happened, but Edgar somehow he ends up. I pay 10,000 goddamn dollars to be in the middle of nowhere. You get it, mom? to not have a fucking crackhead at my goddamn door asking for a fucking beer. Okay? You get it, Mom? Edgar actually told that motherfucker why don't you go ask Chris for a beer? Like it's funny, like it's amusing, or like that'll be cute to piss Chris off like that. Chris has not talked to Edgar for fucking 3 weeks. I live 30 fucking feet away from that motherfucker, from that fucking punk ass faggot. And he's trying to be like, nothing to be mad about. There's no rewards for bad behavior. Now, here's what happened. Donald came and asked me for a beer. Pissed me off once. I'm holding myself back from fucking homicidal rage at that point. You get it, Mom? I mean, I take it kind of seriously. I don't need no motherfucking crackhead at my door asking for a fucking beer. Number one. Edgar actually told him to fucking ask me for a beer. Like it's cute. Like it's funny or something. I'm not laughing. So then Donald comes again and he's like, just one beer, man. Just one beer. Edgar said I couldn't have a beer. And I'm like, I find beer too precious. It's too much of a difficulty, and I don't got that much money. You never bought me a beer, motherfucker. You just taking beers from me left and right. And I moved out here to not have you fucking in my house, near my house. To not have no fucking nobody, not no crackheads, no people, nobody near me. I pay $10,000 for this shit. And here's this motherfucking crackhead making me not want to fucking live here no more even. Just that alone, you know? To know that this motherfucker gonna come. So if I don't, logic states that if I don't have a fucking beer to give him, well, he sure as hell ain't gonna get a beer out of me, but he will get a goddamn ass whipping and maybe killed, and I go to fucking jail. So that's bad news. It is what it is. Shit. That motherfucker comes here again. I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. I take it fucking seriously that much, even though I don't drink beer anymore at the moment. I'll change my mind when I go to the store later, but. My car, the tie rod is, I got it, it's up on jack, I took off the tire, and I'm fairly confirmed that I've got the passenger side is the one, the outer tie rod, I'm going to disconnect it, and I'm going to see if it's a little loose, and that's the problem right there. Change that to the brand new tight one, and I'm good to go back on the road, you know? Bottom line. Because at 55 miles per, I took a really hard turn, did a 360 on purpose. It's sort of like hitting a pothole, which will cause potential damage on a 30-year-old part, let's say, of the steering. Put a little too much stress. That's the weak spot, my assumption. Kind of confirmed it. I'm going to have to triple confirm it now, you know? But it makes sense all the way around. So I've got my car partly fixed. So the next thing is I'm almost out of, I got one rolling paper left for my cigarettes. But I got a whole bunch of roaches left, so I'm got my little metal tube that I made. I rolled up a piece of aluminum can and into a little crutch so I can stick the little leftover pieces of cigarette, and I'm still okay. You know what I mean on the cigarette. But back to the thing. Again, the fact that I was raped, violated by Donald, basically virtually raped for beer. You know. I feel like it's.
He knows how you feel.
Well, he doesn't apparently because. No. Here's what happened. Here's what happens next. So Donald comes back later in the day, bugging me again, and I'm like, oh my god! I shut down and I took a nap. I wake up a little before midnight, say 11:30. I'm pissed. I didn't really get it out of my system. I'm just holding in fucking homicidal rage. And next thing you know, I'm just yelling my brains out, fucking pissed off, right? A little bit, just yelling it, getting it out of my system. That's the healthier thing to do, right? Instead of breaking shit, property damage, or killing a motherfucker, which I'm very fucking intent on killing the motherfucker. I look forward to him coming over here and me losing my fucking cool snap, fucking snap, go to jail, fuck it. That's not that. Fuck that. I'm not. I'd rather practically go to jail and deal with that shit than have to deal with crackhead on my fucking door asking for beer. Practically, did not pay good money for the shit to not fucking have to deal with that shit.
And you don't have your solitariness, you know.
I'm just saying. I'm like freaking that pissed off. I'm suicidal pissed off. Okay, like I don't fucking want to even. I can't live here. What? So, anyways, back to what happened. So I'm pissed off, snapping, and it riles up the dogs. And then wakes Edgar up apparently, and and so whatever. You know what? Every fucking morning, Edgar's over there talking to himself, talking all loud, talking to the dogs, talking loud. The first fucking voice, anytime I give or take, or ask Chris, are you awake? Are you up? Like, one, that's disrespectful because I'm always sleeping, motherfucker. Shut up. Number two, you just woke me up, asshole. So yeah, if I was sleeping, now I'm not. And the first thing I heard when I woke up was the man's voice. And sometimes it's for nothing important, usually half the time. But like I said, here's what happened next. So Edgar's like a little mad in the middle of the night. Well, whatever. You know what? If I go outside my front door,
Well, he's the one who talked to guys in the first place.
yeah, he doesn't realize that.
Yeah.
So he doesn't understand this. He doesn't understand. So therefore, right now, I haven't, like I said, not talked to
But you
him.
probably told about it, right?
What? What was that?
You probably told him about how you feel about it, right?
No, I just pretty much stopped talking to him because here's what happens next. The next morning, Edgar's didn't get good rest or something, so he's all cranky or something. And next thing you know, he's out there, out in front of my RV, saying, "You can't be like that, you know, like you got my dogs all riled up, and I'm disturbing my peace. I mean, you can't fucking live here if you're gonna fucking act like that, man." And then he starts breaking bottles. Something. My vacuum cleaner I paid $35 at the secondhand store has the canister is broken. So maybe I can get away with taping it up and sealing it up and it still work as a vacuum, but that sucks. And on the passenger side of my car, there's a bunch of pottery and there's there's a whole shitload of dents all over the side of my fucking fender. And there's even a little hole that was punctured, you know. So basically, my car got damaged. I got called a faggot. I got said you can't live here if you're gonna act like that. And broken glass, broken vacuum, and damaged car. I mean,
You lived there once because you paid that money for it.
and all of this because Donald asked me for a beer and it pissed me off and I yelled my brains out. And then Edgar's out there talking loud. Don't drink a beer in front of Chris. We don't reward bad behavior. And I'm like, bad behavior? You haven't seen bad behavior, motherfucker. You have not fucking seen me fucking go nuts where I don't give a fuck. I tear shit apart, motherfucker. Me yelling is good behavior. Me yelling is not going to jail behavior. Me, how I really feel, go to jail, motherfucker, because you're going to kill a motherfucker for disrespecting you like that. No. And then there's, like I said, I go outside, the fucking dogs go nuts as it is. I almost got bit trying to put fucking tape on my windows every fucking time I go outside. So it's pretty shitty, but it's like a really nice prison if you want to know the truth. Solitary confinement, Pablo Escobar style, you know? TV, bathroom, hot water, food, water, shelter. I mean, I'm good, you know? You know what I mean, Mom? I don't need beer. So I'm too pissed off to enjoy a beer as well. So between being cheap, too much of a hassle to go to town just for a beer, and too much time out of my day. And like I said, you know, Edgar makes like anything I got going on is not important, basically, you know. It's like really kind of puts down anything I got, anything I say or anything, pretty much. Condescending, very high makamaka, you know. Everybody's, you know, got to be like this. You can't be like that, you know. I'm better than you. Look how good I am at everything. I'm responsible for your success.
You never followed through
Fucking
with it.
insecure than a motherfucking insecurity, and he calls me a faggot bitch. I mean, like I was saying about how I have to like use the tweezers to pull out my hair before I shave. That's why I haven't shaved yet. And he's like, "Oh, that's a faggot thing. You gotta pull the tweezers on your face." I'm like, "I'm not plucking eyebrows, bitch. These are ingrown hairs." I touched his face. I'm like, "Do you have any fucking splinters that are infected in your face that hurt?" Well, guess what? I gotta dig it out. I can't shave it, fucker. You fucking faggot. Don't call me a faggot because I pluck hairs out of my face. I pluck hairs that are dug under. I gotta cut them out. I got a fucking microsurgery, shithead. I gotta microsurgery that shit in my. I gotta cut the hair out, and then I gotta carefully remove the hair, and it's not that easy. But I have to do it because it's painful and it's under the skin and it's infected and it's like a splinter. It hurts. So I'm not being a faggot. I'm being like more manly than you are because I'll never see you put a fucking knife to your face to cut a fucking hair out, shithead. That's not faggot. Don't call me a faggot. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought he's supposed to be your friend.
Like I said, I'm not sure about right now. We're on one wrong word and somebody's gonna fucking go. So there's gonna be a broken. I was expecting a fucking broken window on my RV. So right now, I don't want to see you. I can't talk to you, and that's about it. You know. You do your thing. You stay over there. I stay over here, and I try. And that's that.
Don't talk to anybody about coming
Oh
and
no no
having
no.
some beer.
Patronizing. On top of that. So you asked me this morning, I think it was. Do you want to go into town? I'm going into town. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You stopped drinking beer. You're not drunk all the time. I'm so proud of you. I'm like, you better not be fucking proud of me. I'm already starting to get pissed off of that. And then he says, what did he say? What was it called? I mean, the patronizing thing is like, what was it? What was it? Mm. Nothing to be mad about. Like everything's cool. Like my car's not damaged. Fucking dents and freaking a little hole in it. And freaking my vacuum cleaner doesn't have a big old hole in it over there, and there's not a whole bunch of broken glass everywhere, and you didn't say what you said, nigga. Fuck you. I don't want to live here either, but he's been staying, like, he goes out and he doesn't come back for a while, so he's keeping his distance too, like he knows something wrong. You think after 3 weeks, right? Not talking to a person, completely avoidance and ignorant. So yeah, that's where that's
Yeah.
at. And besides, I still got food to eat. So every time I go into town, I buy beer. Beer is cheaper and more efficient than food and healthier than food, technically, in my opinion. So beer, and then I don't eat, and then my food goes bad, and then that's a problem. But
Yeah, 'cause everything's too far away.
and yeah, it's so far away, and then I want to stock up on food, and I do, and then of course it go bad. So that's another story. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I don't need more food. I have food I need to eat up, and I can't have too much fresh food or stuff like that because that just doesn't work out for me. I know better at this point. But I mean, I can maybe choose one fresh item that I'm going to cook immediately, but I'm not going to cook if I have beer. You know what I mean? So it's a catch-22 there. If I go into town, I'm going to have to buy beer. If I buy beer, I'm going to be happy with the beer instead of the food because it's better for me. But not maybe in some ways, yes. In
Some ways,
moderation,
but
it's
not
actually
always.
quite good. It has nutritional value. Coffee has no nutritional value. If I take some sugar and I put it in some water, that has nutritional value, like an IV. That'll rehydrate me and give me something to work with. I can work with sugar water. Nothing extra, just sugar and water. Yeah, not so bad. My body likes that kind of thing. It likes beer, but I'm too upset to enjoy beer, and hell no, I'm not gonna ride with you to town, Edgar, because I can't even look or talk to you right now. 3 weeks later, I still can't look and talk to you.
Yeah.
You
Well, that's
fucked
a
up.
shame.
You fucked up, and you're acting like I fucked up, number one, and then you're trying to act like you forgive me, and there's nothing to be mad about, like it's all cool, when I still got fucking dents and I got damage here. No,
Tell him plain out that that guy that he told the guy to come and get beer from you.
I'm going to do
Did you
that
tell
later.
him that?
I can't deal with that emotionally right now. I can't deal with that. That's like one wrong word. We're gonna have something. Somebody's gonna snap. Remember, he thinks I did something wrong. All I did was yell my brains out for 20 minutes or something like that. Jesus Christ, in the middle of the night. For good reason. That's his fault to begin with. So Chris did nothing wrong except actually he did the right thing instead of damaging property. Edgar damaged property, and then he's talking about bad
Yeah.
behavior on my behalf. Come on, I can't talk to that. I mean, I can't. All I can do is try to take my mind off of that bullshit. And eventually, I wrote here. Let me. Here's what I did. I wrote a song about it. Like to hear. Here it goes. Crackhead Donald asked for beer. Hell no, motherfucker, no. Then he asked again and again. Chris just went psycho. And in the night, Chris screamed and shouted, Edgar's now psycho. With a broken bottle here, a faggot loser there, and hurt my car and broke my vacuum cleaner or whatever. You don't have a home. You don't belong nowhere. Crackhead Donald came to my farm. Now Chris gots to go. With a broken window here, a Noemi still out there. Baseball bat to my head, wishing that I was dead. Consider it a suicide note. Emma don't want my call, not a visit or a dad at all. Rather Disney or the mall. How in love do I fall? My heart cold as snow. And if I die before I wake, pray the Lord my soul to take away from a life that is so fake, away from the make or break. Where will my soul be? I don't know, something like I kind of got lost at that point. But yes, I'm very emotional sometimes, but I can't deal with my emotions properly, so I know better. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. But I mean, like I said, it's I can't have words. But I was actually going to eventually go back to the video where it actually has Edgar telling Donald to ask me for a beer, and then remix that, take that video and add to that video. That's how I'm going to speak to him about this. I feel like a text message, I can't deal with even that. I can't even, I'm just going to just say, this is what actually happened. After that point in time, you fuck. The dogs and everything else, I get disturbed. And Edgar talking loud to himself.
And he still has how many dogs?
20 plus another 20 puppies, probably. His whole life revolves around trying to give away puppies at this. You can't sell puppies, but he's giving them away at this point. To give them away. All that mess. The barbecue is cute if I'm in the mood, but that ain't gonna happen. All those little dreams and aspirations he had of wanting to do stuff with me, I'm on like, I don't trust you like I don't trust Noemi, boo. Bro, I'm out. I'm out. No. I can't.
Can you get your own place?
Not gonna likely.
Can you get your own place?
Too much money.
Hmm?
Speaking of which, how's your place going? Did you solidify?
It's going okay. Maybe because I didn't have time to sort before moving because we had to get everything packed up, and that is all I could do is do that, and then you know, I've been sick with either allergies or I thought it was a cold, but maybe it's allergies.
Yeah.
So
It's springtime.
Yeah, it's just I'm just stressing. Yeah, stressing out. Yeah.
Actually, stress by itself will do that. That'll give you the symptoms as such of some sort. Stress alone. So you don't even have to have anything actually wrong with you except you're stressed out, and that'll automatically kick in on immune system functions and make you think you're sick or have allergies.
Yeah. So, struggling to try to keep going, keep my sanity, and keep everything going.
Same.
Hopefully, I will start working again this week, but I've still got a lot of clearing of boxes to do. A whole lot of clearing of boxes, and the problem is that I don't fit anywhere.
Yeah.
Because I got too much stuff.
Yep. Same here.
And so
My mommy taught me the same bad habit.
Because a lot of my stuff is good stuff, like, really good important books and stuff like that, that are health books, yeah.
Yep.
So it's hard for to figure out which ones to keep and not
Books
keep.
that cost a couple $100, some of them even, I bet. Expensive books even.
Yeah, but the problem... Huh?
They're expensive because the information is valuable inside. I'm just saying they're not just...
Yeah, most of health books are very important
and they cost a pretty penny.
It's difficult.
And you still reference them on occasion, I bet. Just like we use
That
the...
way, a lot for subjects I've been studying.
No, Mom.
I have too many. But it's everything.
Yeah, but I mean, it's always...
So I'm trying to eliminate them down.
Look, as many times as I've changed a tie rod on a car, I still feel like I'm gonna look up on YouTube, go through the motions in my head, a few more times before I actually take anything apart, Kind of study the exact. So it's like every symptom that causes the problem, and of course, when they say your car gets wobbly at 55 miles per hour or shaky, it's chances are your tires are out of balance or something, That's not the problem here. I know what I did. I put too much strain on an old part, and that's just a given, and that's like the weak spot that went. So that's all. And then I went through the motions of like looking on YouTube any other ways to be able to diagnose for sure that that's the part that needs changing. There's one that said use a seat belt to hold the steering wheel tight, or use a buddy to hold the steering wheel tight. Well, I don't have a buddy anymore. So, and the seatbelt just sounded like too much of a hassle, and I don't feel like it would have held it tight, I guess. But so in other words, the point is you hold the steering wheel nice and tight, and then you go on the left side and the right side with it jacked up, and see which side has a little bit of play on it. Theoretically, you jack up the left side and then the right side and do them separately and see which side feels loose. While the other side's holding tight. However, I figured out a new trick on my way because I didn't hear of before, but it made sense to me. What if I turn the wheel all the way to the left, and then shake the tire, and then turn the wheel all the way to the right?
Oh my gosh! I'm so glad for you finding them. I'm so happy for you. Oh my goodness. I'm really happy for you. That's great. Who would have thought, yeah? Oh my gosh. She lost her keys quite a while ago and couldn't find them, and she didn't know where they were, and she just found them.
That's cool. That's always a good thing.
Huh?
That's a good thing.
Oh, it's a very good thing. It's been, a worry for quite a while, a long time, and she found them in a drawer that she doesn't go in very much, but she's been looking for months. I think we've been, her car keys, everything, the hung ones, because she's my roommate, yeah?
Yeah.
Landlord. And, she couldn't find them. I know, that's so great. Oh, I'm so glad.
Oh, Mom, actually, I have another piece of good news. I figured out something cool. You know how you see those commercials for misplay, how you get paid for playing video game on the phone? It's not that much money. It's like, I spent 2 days. Okay, so here's what happened. One day I play my video game that I like, the little robot mech arena video game. And the next day, guess what happened? There's an update. The update says, your phone is not compatible with this version of the app. Okay? So I'm like, well, I guess I'll delete it. And now I got a bunch of space on my phone. I guess I'll try out one of those get paid to play video game or something. And well, so I'm exploring some new things, so I've been going, I've got a pretty good way I do live, like I'll do the ghost radar, the sunrise, and my face, and maybe the police scanner in the background, or maybe the CB radio, or whatever, something like that, something that's not copyrighted in the background. But in any case, like, so anyways, it seems like people kind of like my live videos. That's kind of cool. But I've been doing a lot of live videos on here and there, you know, trying new things out. I'm keeping myself occupied so so I don't feel so pissed off and I can't even enjoy my beer and unpredictable and I'm in this state of mind for this long. So 3 weeks though, I mean, it's pretty, I mean, shoot. I mean, it's like the day after the eclipse. Interestingly enough, the day of the eclipse, things go sideways, and after that, everything is kind of in its own sort of upside downish type of place, you know. It is what it is, but that's kind of neat, though. I mean, I figured I'm actually pretty good at bingo, for instance. But anyways, I made some pretty good progress. I'm up to $5 or $6, I guess. So that's not that great, but didn't spend too much time. But technically, I can get paid for just listening to the radio on the phone, you know. Or doing a live video. While I'm doing the live video, I have the little thing tracking my usage of the app in the background, and every minute that I'm on the app, it's recording it, and I get some kind of credit towards a gift card or something. You know, I get money at the end, cash. That's kind of cool, considering it's for what it is. What it is, it's not that bad. I don't care for solitaire that much, but it's kind of good for my brain. It makes me a little sharper. I will admit, it makes me a little more quick and to thinking and all that. But yeah, that's one thing. So solitaire is not a bad thing, but you know it's not that great either. But so I only got four little apps that I'm kind of messing around with, and then my phone ran out of space. So that's what it is, what it is. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you know, it's like sort of like all of the things that I couldn't do because it's like any minute now I'm gonna maybe go into town with Edgar or something, you know. Or I feel like I'm gonna be interrupted. Now I feel like I'm not gonna be interrupted. I can just do my things, you know. Outside things, I got the dogs to deal with and try not to see Edgar. But other than that, that
And giving you trouble.
oh, they're supposed to be security. Like
I think after
they'll bark when
you
somebody
should
pulls
try
up.
to find you out.
Yeah, well, you know, the only thing is that I'm a little confident that that dog tries to get close enough to bite me. I'm gonna fucking give it a good one first. I have a little confidence in that. Or it might get a bite, but I'm gonna get a good one on it too. I might bite the damn dog instead. Anyways, point is, I have no problem. I have no problem killing a dog trying to bite me. I have no problem killing one of these dogs that tries to bite me. Especially if it does bite me, I will kill that fucking dog. I will kill that fucking dog. I will kill it. So that's all there is. That's all there is. I mean, the dog bites me, I'm going to kill the fucking dog. That's all. Or it'll probably die the next day like the other one did. The last dog that bit me died the next day. So.
You should talk to Edgar about what a stupid head he is because he doesn't take care of his dog.
Yeah.
And that he is the one responsible for them. You shouldn't have to feel like you're going to get bitten every time you go outside your trailer.
Well, I'm gonna videotape that a little bit next time. Tomorrow when I go outside to work on my car again. It's been really wind. Oh my God, the wind, mom, 50 mile per hour sustained winds. So in other words, the RV is over there getting like kind of hard to work on my car. I still managed to jack it up and take the tire off and do some diagnosis on it, so that made progress. I paid my DMV before I have to pay a late fee. And I got my new debit card, which I didn't know some reason my card got closed out, and there's no record of how or why. I mean, I used it one day and then it didn't want to work the next time, so I'm like, whatever. Chase, oh yeah, another thing. I guess Chase Bank is a $1,500 bare minimum for you not to get the $12 fee. So I talked to them. They reversed the $12 fee, at least the recent one, and I made sure there's 1,500 in the total in the bank account. Perfect, you know. So I can just have that convenient and not stressing me out $12 a month, you know, that I don't need to be spending. But no, I mean,
Don't want that.
they say
Advertising, and that's not a.
Yeah, no, I don't want to pay $12 a
Yeah,
month.
like there's a
I'm not rich enough, but I'm smart enough to get around it. And I was like, what do I do here? And she's like, well, if you got a 1,500 minimum, I'm like, oh, I can do 1,500. We can do that. Cool. Because I saw the business had $2,000 minimum to not have a fee, or if you have direct deposit, which I don't, etc. You know, there's other ways around it, but that works for me. 1,500, I can deal with that. You know, leave
yeah.
39,000 in the other account. You know, that's fine. Not the end of the world there. Still got the rest of that. I mean, that just fixes that problem. But either way, I mean, yeah. So as far as it goes, I'm really, really good at making the most out of the least. You know, and really making things work that don't work sometimes. Or you know, like my problem in school was what I've got the incomplete question, and there's more than one. All the answers could be right. If I just see things on a different scale, you know, that's all. It doesn't work for everybody else. They get mad. They don't like it. Like I don't think Edgar can even comprehend that he did something wrong in any way, shape, or form. Even only thing that he knows is that I
And
disturbed his peace for a few minutes, and that was cause to break glass
he
and
is
hurt
so
my car.
wrong alone. He's so wrong.
Just
Just
that.
with the dogs alone, he's so wrong.
Yeah, but no. I mean, I can tolerate the dogs to a point. I can tolerate Edgar being Edgar to a point. But once you add Donald asking for beer to the equation on my doorstep, Chris is not the same person no more.
So that was just plain stupid, and I think you should tell him that was plain
I
stupid
will on a
because he knows
video on
how you feel.
TikTok. I'll tell him on a video
He
on
is so
TikTok.
offended because
I can't talk to him in person because if I talk to him in person, we'll probably get into a fist fight of some sort, I'm sure. Well, I mean, he might be all good, but I'm not.
he thinks into him
Everything's fine. He's not mad
because
anymore,
he
but
is
I
so
am.
bad. He's
I,
not a good person for you to partner with. You know.
yeah, well, that's a pretty
You
much.
know that?
Yeah, I'm already on. I can't.
Huh?
I can't foresee in anywhere in the near future me have not being able to actually have a. I mean, I'm surprised I don't lose my cool when he asks me if I want to go to town, like everything cool, you know, patronizing, if you will, like
Yeah.
and saying stuff like there's nothing to be mad about, like yeah, right. My car's still damaged, my vacuum cleaner's still broken, and
Yeah.
there's
What
still
you done?
glass everywhere
Him
broken.
out that was wrong, but just telling that guy
And
to come and ask for a beer,
no, no, and then
you
saying
think
that
is
I'm the one with bad behavior. And to say that I'm the one with the bad
huh?
behavior. To act like I'm the one that did something wrong here. Yeah, right.
You're
See,
not the one. But you
see,
can't let him do that. You
there's
can't
so many
let him
levels
do
of I
that.
can't talk to you no more. And not only that, but I've been quite productive in getting my things done. Besides not having the sedation of beer, because that's really all that is. It's just a little too sedated, maybe I get with the beer. But without the beer, I get a little pissed off and I get a little more things done. I suppose you could say. You know, that's a thing. Yes.
That's kind of cool. That
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. So, I mean, I don't mind. I have fun not having beer sometimes on purpose. Like, yeah, I got things to do. I don't feel like going into town, and I'm kind of want to cook what I want to eat, not the crap that they, you know, for $9 they sell you this breakfast plate, right? Two eggs, no salt and pepper, just they're okay eggs, but they're just eggs, okay? Maybe you get hash brown or, you know, home fries or something like that, but I mean, the home fries cost an extra couple bucks, I think, actually, for upgrade. But either way, you get hash brown, egg, maybe two bacons or something, or you know, small piece of meat, and four pieces of toast and some jelly or whatever, and that's it for $9. And I'm like, that cost me like two,
okay.
three. That cost me $2, $3, and I'd do a better job at it at home. You know, why do I want to spend $9 on this food? That and technically that food's gonna make me have to be uncomfortable, have to take a shit the whole rest of the 2 3 hours we're on the road doing our errands. And on top of that, um, you know, I can only eat so much. I don't actually need to eat. This is like I'm sort of being forced to eat, which is I'm not actually hungry. I'd rather drink my beer. I'm still digesting the last food I ate. I don't need to eat every day. I need to eat every 3 days, technically, if anything. But that's not the point. The point is
Oh, my goodness.
but
Energy. The batteries run down on the cordless phones. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, at least I got to touch bases, and I got mostly good stuff to tell you. You know, that's not bad. Like I said, the new Gundam
Right,
mask
that's
looks so
good.
much better. And I'm not sure how far I want to work on it yet. I'm gonna cook me something to eat. I gotta do something with those potatoes and everything. Noodles sound good, actually. Like boiling some water doesn't sound like a bad idea. Oh man, I made a new alcohol stove to try out a different design, and it worked pretty okay. But Mom, I haven't. I've if anything, maybe slightly undercooked my boiled eggs because I do like a thing where it's like a 30 seconds of boiling and then simmer it for 3.5 minutes or so, maybe 4 minutes, and then
Uh-huh.
turn it off and let the then take it out, and I don't want to use cold water because it's a luxury. I'd rather drink it, so I just put it to the side and let it cool down normal, and then if I do it like that, at about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, I'll get a nice soft boiled egg. Pretty perfect, creamy middle. So,
Uh-huh.
but that's I have my special technique. When I use my alcohol stove, that it's a little homemade beer can with a bunch of holes and strategically put together, whatever. Point is, I don't have control over the heat except raising it up above the heat a little higher. So that water boiled pretty hot, pretty fast. First time in about a year or two that I've boiled an egg and it came out a little green on the inside. Damn it. But it did boil the egg and the potatoes. So plus side, I boiled water. My homemade stove out of a beer can boiled water real good. Other hand, I couldn't control the heat properly and the timing was a little off, I guess, and therefore, it overcooked by a bunch. It wasn't bad. It's just, you know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. It's like when you just, I prefer it a little bit, the
Bigger,
yolky.
yeah.
I like the yolk a little more yolky than powdery. That's all. So I got the powdery, slightly powdery yolk, a little overcooked and a little green. Uh, but I'm pretty good about it when I do it on my regular stove. So, any case, so you're still moving out of Wally's place to the new place. What's your like time frame?
Out.
When
No,
did?
my mom moved out. We were out by the, I don't know, fourth or fifth or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, and then we had to move it all over here, but now we have to try to
Figure out
get it organized over here, and now I gotta sort over here, yeah.
and make it functional
So
for you.
it's still it's a lot of stress still trying to go through that stuff and figure it out, yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
hate to say it, but it's really
but it's
convenient. When I work on things, they sort of fit into place somehow. Everything sort of fits somehow. I don't know why. I make.
well, my place when I was Wally because I had like the extra building, yeah, I had the
Yeah,
extra building, the art room and
that worked out
the
real good
office
like
and
that.
stuff. So
That was perfect.
everything kind of fit over there, but it
Everything.
doesn't fit over here because it's just 3 bedrooms and instead, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot harder.
But Bernice has been nice. Bernice, my roommate and landlord, she's been nice enough. She's very good with construction and stuff like that, and she's done a lot to try to make me fit as best she can.
Yep. I
Still don't
mean,
fit, but
look. My RV doesn't
she
have
made a lot
shelves.
of effort to help shelves.
That's
She's made shelving for me. Yeah.
that's funny that you should mention that
So
because
anyway, I'm done.
that's
Yeah.
something I forgot to mention to you, Mom. It's another piece of good news I forgot to mention. I actually des designed and built some pretty decent, sturdy shelves out of my beer boxes and some wire and the beer cans. So I've been making shelves too this
Wow.
recently. Really not bad ones too. They're functional. They'll hold like 20 pounds easily. But yeah, I don't have shelving much, and
Wow.
I've got cabinets, but not really shelving, like out and functional, but all modular. So I mean, yeah, I'm not a hoarder. I'm not a hoarder because everything I have has function. You know what I mean? It's not like a bunch of old newspapers for what reason I don't know. But this is like I have a bunch of beer boxes because I convert them into furniture. Sheesh. I'm pretty proud of that too. And I made a joystick for my
Yeah, I
keyboard
don't
for my
blame you.
video game. I took a glue stick and I cut
What?
it. I made a joystick for my video game on the keyboard because there's the keyboard and I got my long nails. It doesn't work very good, and it's kind of awkward pressing those particular four buttons that are right there on the keyboard. So I made a little glue stick with the little legs on it, and then I put little like to reach the buttons just right, so I can go forward, backwards, left, and right real easily with the like a joystick, you know. I need and
Uh-huh.
it's more comfortable. It feels okay. I'm not used to the computer, so I do really good on the computer, but at the same time I'm not comfortable myself personally. This makes me more comfortable because
Mhm.
pressing those buttons, it's like it's not. I have a problem with that for some. I started with a tripod. I was going viral on freaking TikTok. Then I got permanently banned. But the thing that got me viral was the little tripod being used as a joystick.
And
No, I
how
mean that
come you
wasn't
got
for.
banned?
I don't know. I went live. I smoked a cigarette. I drank a beer, and I smoked some weed. And they specifically said those three things. Then they banned me for 24 hours. Then I went live again. I went to my YouTube. I played a video or something on my YouTube maybe that was inappropriate for TikTok, according strict. And next thing you know, banned permanently. I got a new TikTok afterwards, chingchong420.com, and whatever. I mean, I mean, at least I still have a TikTok. But I mean, it's like I'm not so ambitious as I was the first time around. But it's funny that that little joystick on a keyboard adapter thingy went viral for a reason, I'm sure. But it's a cool idea. No, it's something that didn't exist before. Cool. And then I have a second version of tripod that broke, and I put some screws, but it doesn't work that good. Then I just put some glue across, like I melted some glue across the keys that I wanted to use, but that didn't work that good either. So then I made a thing that bridges those four keys just right in like a joystick. But it's a flat joystick, which doesn't actually have a stick. But whatever. But yeah,
Oh, that sounds good.
I've been making furniture. I work.
My, oh,
I've been doing all right. That's all I know. I'm making do with food, water, and shelter. Being happy with that, and entertainment.
yeah, I just have more of a, you know, relaxed existence without all the hassles that he uh makes for you. Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm that guy that likes a challenge. Like
Edgar.
I mean, like I'm the guy that eats. You'd say a perfectionist would not eat expired food, but I'm that perfectionist that wants to perfectly know when does that food really expire, and I'll get
off the grid.
And my rent is what? $200 a year property tax. Kind of hard to live.
What?
$200 a year for 10 off of the $10,000 land value, so to speak. $200 a year is my rent.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of hard to. I paid for the 10,000. I'm happy where I live, next to a park. I got beautiful sunrises every morning, and I don't even appreciate them much, but at the same time, they're nice to have. And it's reasonably quiet most of the time, in all respects. I mean, no neighbor, Everything is, and the road is like, it makes you feel safe because not too many people can make it through that road, confidently. But either way, I'm just pretty content and happy with what I have in the sense of $200 a year rent, property tax. That's not bad. I like that.
No.
And you actually like the place. You don't have neighbors to do all that stuff. Kind of adds up to really hard to move out of here. It's like, if anything, Edgar's probably going to move out of here before I do. If he's going to get to a point where I can't live next to Chris without him talking to me, it's just I can't figure it out. I don't understand why he's so mad at me that he won't talk to me for a year. 1 year go by and I still don't see his face one time. Betcha.
Really? I thought you guys go downtown. You go to town.
Not anymore. That's I kind of like the idea of being self-reliant and not feeling like I'm making this guy feel needed. Just not not at my inconvenience or not getting my things done.
Well, he
Just
has
to
a
just to
long way
be
to
a
go
just to hang
do what
out.
he does, because he should not have dogs running around like that. I hope he gets in trouble for that.
He
I hope
kind
that
of
they come down on him. It's not right what he's doing with the dogs.
Well, the dog catcher.
Anyway, I don't want to lose.
The dog catcher's been on his ass, and he makes like he didn't that problem is not under his control, but he's just not willing to do anything. More puppies, and he even got a ticket to have the dogs neutered and stuff, and it costs a lot of money to get the dogs neutered if you want priority. If you want the discount value, you got to wait 6 months. There's a waiting list for your dogs to get neutered. But in the meantime, puppies, puppies, puppies. Lots more puppies.
Yep.
I mean,
He's so stupid about. It's not right. It's not good for the animals either.
not one way can you control them, and
Too many
damn well there ain't enough. He has to go to town every other day to get dog food, and that costs $20 to $40 in gas, plus $40 worth of dog food. Every other day is what it costs. So I'm like, nah.
Every other day.
You're on your own. I'm on my own. He likes to take credit for my success a little too much, like he's my savior, because he needs to feel, he's that insecure, he needs to feel that way. I can only feed into that to a point. Once you threw Donald into the mix and thinking that's going to be funny or whatever reason you thought that was a good idea, the devil made me do it, whatever. That doesn't change the fact, boy. There ain't no coming back from that shit. That's my point. So it might be a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, I make it a point to not be outside when he, I make it a point. I mean, we got the little GPS tracking, so I can kind of sort of see where he might, I've got a certain amount of threshold of time I can go outside and tape up my window or fix my car. Or maybe make a little run to the store down the road after I fix my car and get some papers. And they said I could even fill up my empty water bottles over there too. That's kind of nice. Makes me want to have to spend more money at the expensive store down the road, close by. And then maybe go to the other store, but I need to test my car out anyway, so that's a good test. And then when I run out of food and I feel like going into town to get my more food and beer and whatever else, more rolling papers as well, I guess, because I still got tobacco. I'll do it on my car, on my truck. And then when I go in my car, I get to go to the international market. I get to go to the hobby store. I get to go do the things that I don't do with Edgar, because in and out, get the dog food, get the beer, and that's about it, most of the time.
Yeah.
Maybe some regular food, etc.
Well,
but sometimes he doesn't even get regular food. He goes into just dog food. and probably spend $10 on a breakfast or some.
That's so fun when you make good.
I make better food at home than
You know,
most of the stuff. Most of the stuff we buy when we're out. I mean, it's like I would not go to In-N-Out and buy a burger over there. I'm not that special, you know. But he feels that he needs to treat himself to an In-N-Out burger, and then, oh, Chris is with me. I got to make sure he gets an In-N-Out burger, even if he's not hungry. And how am I going to turn down an In-N-Out burger? That's not a thing. Can't do that, you know. Sometimes I'm not hungry. I might not eat it until later, but I mean, and I'll defend it with my life. Like I'm gonna kill that dog if it even looks at my burger wrong, you know. But hell. But yeah, the dogs are not behaved whatsoever. Either way you look at it, that's not a thing. They are looking for any opportunity to steal whatever the fuck you have, and they don't want what you give them. They want what you have. But that's all dogs. But I'm just saying these are really bad about it. You know what I mean? You really cannot. I mean, like you're taking your groceries in, and it's already too late. You know what I mean? Whatever else is there. If you had bread, gone. The dogs are constantly starving. They don't know when to stop. They're gluttonous. Even if they're well fed, technically, you know. They're not starving, technically. Literally, they're well fed, but they're so well fed to the point that that's their only thing. That's like, just keep feeding me, keep feeding me, keep feeding me. They have no purpose in life except for you to keep feeding me. So that's about it. Until they get sick and throw up, you know.
Yeah, but maybe they don't get enough food because
No,
there's so many of them.
no, it's just that they're all fighting for position. So it's not even about the food or being hungry. It's about position. It's about all. It's all mine. So in other words, here's a 10-pound bag of chicken, and if you're not careful, 3 seconds you turn your back. That dog will eat the whole chicken, the whole bag of chicken, 10 pounds, and be vomiting it up later, shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
And because it just wants it all to itself. It doesn't even give a fuck. It's not even hungry at that point. It's just trying to be that guy. So yeah, that's that. All technically, almost all the dogs are like that. You know, not all of them, but most of them are basically like, let's hear. Can I jack you? Can I steal your fucking food from you, man? Can I? You know what I mean? I'm surprised they don't dig a hole in my RV to freaking try to get to my shit. But either way, yeah, not that good. But
Well, anyway, I'm sorry that you have to have those challenges.
eh,
But anyway, I
I
don't
do
want
alright.
to lose you, so I want to be able to say goodbye naturally. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But I mean,
Because it'll get off if I don't.
at least you know your son is dealing with it like a
My
champion.
dog for a while.
Your son is still dealing with. It sounds like some unreal challenges, and they are all real. But I handle them pretty champion-like, and pretty much mildly amused even by them. Like not really even challenges for a guy like me. Apparently, I don't know what happened there, but you did something right. Apparently, if I can look at all of this and find it mildly amusing more than it is a challenge, even. Like, well, that's difficult. Well, that's
Yeah.
very upside down change in life. But at the same time, well, I mean, I guess you did. It probably does come from you because you're doing the same thing right now too. In a certain sense, not as hardcore as mine, and not as far fictional as mine, but sounding. But your challenges
Well,
are
I
right.
have the skills that you have.
Yeah,
You have skills that make it work.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like oh yeah. Speaking of which, one last note. I I saw these commercials for the South Park, the Into the Panderverse or whatever. It's about the Disney remaking the same movie over and over again, but making it work somehow or something. I don't know. And it went screwy or something. But the thing is, there's one handyman in town, and then all of a sudden he became so in demand that he only took rich jobs, and everybody's all desperate for a handyman, and all they have no skills. They can't. They're like the dad was bitching about AI does everything for you. Nobody has to know how to do anything anymore. That's the problem with you kids. And then it's like, here, let me show you, teach you a lesson. You take the phone right here, you call up the handyman. Handyman comes, couldn't fix the oven door, and he needed to go to Home Depot. He'll be back in a week. Wife is asking, "What is the oven door fixed yet?" And anyways, the point is that a lot of people don't have actually practical skills even. I mean, Edgar can weld, but like Noemi, for instance, lie, cheat, and steal. I don't think she has. I mean, can she crochet even? I mean, she can have too many dogs too. I mean, other than that, I don't know. I don't see her actually having any other profession other than lie, cheat, and steal from other people. That's a bad job.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so glad I don't have that job. I'd rather be the homeless bum that's a homeless bum with a bunch of money in the bank on purpose. I do this for amusement. But anyways, I love you, Mom. That was just a fun side note.
Hey, honey, I wanna be able to say goodbye to you, and I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
Well,
You have a good rest of the night.
you too, Mom. Love you. Thanks.
Love you. I'm glad you called. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. It's just that I kind of just accomplished my little mask thing that I was working on for evers, and I just sort of finally fit it all together. And I'm like, well, I got that one more piece of good news and balance out the not so good news, if you will. Not that it is what it is, but I mean, there's no coming back from it, and that's all there is to it. And I didn't fuck up. Calm down, kid. Don't act like I fucked up and you're the one breaking glass and hurting my car and shit. No, and breaking my back. I was just waiting for a broken window any minute.
Yes.
In any case, yeah.
Okay, my darling.
Love you.
I love you, honey.
Good night, mommy.
Yeah. I'm really glad you called. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Love you.
I'm just glad it was a good timing too. If you haven't noticed it, usually I was gonna call on a Sunday, but I mean, I got my DMV. I got a bunch of things on my list that was worth making it a good phone call at least. I don't want to be just like I'm still on negative Nancy here. Because
Yeah.
I've been like that for about 3 weeks. But I wanted to call you around the eclipse time. But so I've been meaning to do that for this whole time in between. But it is so much more relaxing, honestly, without the actual trying to be what Edgar wants you to be thing, which it doesn't even, you know what I mean? You gotta be like this. You got
Yeah. It's much better not having to try to
no
live up to
condescending. I'm
somebody
better
else.
than you. You can't be like that. You gotta be like this. I'm like, what am I? What? Why? I want to be like.
No, it's
I
not
want to be like.
like any.
I want to be that poor person that actually has money in the bank and he's just responsible and wants to do the adventure of living the lowest, like poor person, and at the same time live luxurious as a poor person without it. It makes sense to me, but nobody can do this. This is a me thing. Why are you trying to tell me not to be me? No, 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 no. I can tolerate that to a point, but not.
That's right.
I'm not. My goal is not to be barbecue in a trailer because technically that's real quick. You're gonna get a ticket, busted, or something. Something gonna go wrong with that one way or another. No stainless steel anywhere to be found except.
Right.
Yeah, I mean seriously.
Yep.
There is no health
Yeah.
code whatsoever being abided by on that trailer. It's just a bunch of flames and barbecue equipments and this and that, and it's cool, but it's good for what it's good for. It's definitely bring it to a party on private property, but you still technically can't sell your food, and technically, if you give it away, you still could have a problem. And that's a little bit of
Yep.
excessive for just
Yep.
us. That's excessive for just us. It's nice to have such a big fancy toy, but yeah. We'll see what happens. But I'm kind of over all that stuff. I'm all about my bending wires and me aluminum can metal and make pretty cool things out of that and maybe sell
Yep.
that for a few $100. Maybe make something nice enough to sell a couple $100 out of
That'd be
scrap.
good. I wish you could do that more often so you could make some money.
Well, I'm a little timid and I have
Yeah.
no real plan. I do things by feeling. So it's sort of like I take the metal and I just sort of bend it and it sort of turns in. I don't actually have a drawing or any plan. I think I want it to look like this, and if I bend this and that like that, there you go. I shaped it. I better write down. I better measure what I just did. Jesus Christ, write it down. Draw a picture. I have to do the picture
Yeah,
and the.
exactly. Repeat it later.
Yeah, I have no clue what I'm doing, so I'm really timid about doing a live video, and unless I know exactly what I'm gonna do. So
Well, yeah, you should, until you have it all down and written down and all that kind.
I
Yeah.
probably spend an inordinate amount of time meditating and going through the motions in my head of things that would take me only about 30 seconds to do in real life, and it takes me months to do it. You know what I mean? Even though it takes me seconds. Literally, like to pay my DMV took me a couple minutes. Punching a few information,
Uh-huh.
like literally filling about 10 blanks or less than 10 blanks, and I pay my registration. No line at the DMV, none of that.
Isn't it great that from where you are?
And I did it. And I managed to do it 2 days before the
Better
deadline.
get going.
I did it 2 days before the deadline. Haha, so no late fee. $152 across the
Very
board.
good.
Very good, yes. And I even got my EBT all filled out. That wasn't too hard. Things that, I'm telling you, months later, and it takes me 30 seconds to minutes to do it. And it's like, why am I It's the thrill of the last minute. I mean, that's a thing. I have weird addictive
Yeah.
habits. I'm not addicted to beer. I'm not actually addicted to beer, obviously. I'm not addicted to beer, obviously. But at the same time, no more than I'm addicted to food or water. But I'm just saying, I'm addicted to the thrill of the last minute. That's a thing, yeah. Dangerous thing, potentially. I'm a
Yeah,
starve
I think
myself
it's
to the
true,
last,
yeah.
starve myself till I have to eat. I do
Anyway,
that.
I don't want you to get cut off, honey.
Work
I don't want
myself
you to
until I can't work no
get
more.
cut off.
But anyways, yeah, I love you, Mom.
I love you, sweetheart. Have a good rest of the night.
You too. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Take care.
You too, Mom.
Bye.
I'm glad
Love
everything's
you.
good. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
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 It's so cute. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Let's do it for real this time.
Okay.
Bye.
1, 2, 3. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Hi. Always got to be the last word. Okay. Love you. Bye. And click. Ha! I got the last word. Oh, did I? Fun talking to my mom for a minute there. Yeah, so that was like an hour and a half talking to my mom. About an hour and a half playing with some sheet metals. I mean, it's not bad. Looking much better than the last one. Cleaner. I didn't do a bad paint job, but it's not my... I mean, I could do better. Considering freehand, but yeah. We've almost got a Gundam mask. Work in progress. We gotta get this thing to do its thing properly. But shoots a button. If I do this like that, that might work. It does line up just about where I want it. Question is if I have to cut over here somewhere to make it fold around nicely, like that. Or can I just fold it around like that? Because that doesn't look half bad at all. That's looking pretty not bad. Swagger Jagger. But then again, there's still the idea of cutting to be able to wrap it through. I guess I'm going to have to cut the top like I did the bottom. So, uh-oh. I did these little cuts over here to make it so it can roll. So if I do the same thing here, it should be able to roll and clip on properly over there. Do I feel that ambitious right this second though? Save something for tomorrow. I'm kind of hungry. And I'm on 3 hours already. It's kind of a long live video. I think I might want to cut it off at about this point, but we'll do one more test fit of the mask. Christ, always in the way. Okay. A little bit of fixing to do here. Might have to make new parts at some point. I'd say that's some damn good progress though, for not a lot of time. And reusing some old parts that seem to fit pretty okay. That looks much straighter than the last time anyway, at least. Way more solid construction. Quite comfortable. My mouth is kind of right up against it, but technically much sturdier. This is coming along real nice. Alright, so it's a good 3 hours here. 808dragon.com. Signing off. Aloha. Bye-bye. I'm gonna have to reposition the camera though. Let's see if I can do that from here. Get my camera set up for the next episode. Different angle. Cooking. I feel like it needs to go higher though, but shit. I don't know if it really does go much higher than that. And there's a laptop kind of in the way. I mean, that's not bad. But you can't really see down angle on the food properly. Let's see if I can get one more notch of height. Whatever little bit of maximum height I can get out of this damn thing. I think it is already though, pretty maxed out here. Well, there's always moving the camera to its old spot. It's not that hard. I'm being lazy. But this isn't horrible right here. You just can't see what's in the pot cooking. It's not quite high enough. Well, I guess I'm gonna move the camera. Either way. I lost. Bye-bye. Should I wait 2 more minutes for the 3-hour mark itself? Yeah. Smoke some weed. A little cigarette. Oh, it's 12:20. Yeah, that's actually really good timing. It's 12:20, huh? Well, it's about to be. As I exhale. So that would take another little piece of weed. Well, I guess I need to clean my phone a little bit. That's another story by itself, but 3-hour mark. Peace out. Aloha. Bye-bye. 808dragon.com. Ahuiho.